first down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They give to Corum on the draw. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now looking to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the...
His first throw is an interception. And the Rams will take over as he records his first interception of our season. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number one. And number two, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty, and now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Get to the end zone.
That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Dropping back to throw. He completes it in traffic. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Got his target, it's Otten. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On the carry, it's Pierce. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. He'll throw it. Forced out to his right. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time to secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
They've got a man in motion. To the air, third and long. Cut at the 10-yard line. He's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And it brings up an LA first down. This is Pierce. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams parlay the interception into points. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return coming from the 6. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Running for the first time with a man out of Florida State. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throw on 3rd down. Hits his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
On 1st down, they'll run. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
From midfield on 2nd down. Complete out to the right. And he's across midfield into Rams territory.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They're going play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And now they're left with 4th and short. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They got to jump up front as long as none of their guys went early, and this is going to give them the 1st down. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. The worst time for a mistake defensively, and that awards them this 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Buys time, rolling right. He's running with it. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 23. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. Oh, what a stiff arm. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Raiders reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders tie this game 7-7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Cup on the catch. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Rams football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Here's the give to Pierce. And there wasn't much he could do there. A small gain to the 43. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here's 2nd and 7. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Cooper Kupp, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Throwing on 3rd and long. He'll get this to Kupp. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From midfield now. Puts his body on the line, and he got it. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. All set up now for 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Pass play coming here. Fits it through the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a gain of 22. And the Rams are going to have the first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll run here with Pierce. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing on 2nd and 4. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Vegas first down. Give now to the running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Second and 6 now. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas, Clark, and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and just 2 to go. Back to throw now. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returning it from the 4. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff running right. Pierce. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Diving, and he gets his
They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Rams working here. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. That's complete. Naku on the left side. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jacorian Bennett there for the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 48. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's a throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll throw it again. Throwing deep for the end zone. He's got it deep downfield. And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, L.A. The Rams get some late points and the lead. Cooper Kupp the touchdown. Point after converted from Cardi. And these guys take a 4-point lead. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jamal Adams with the INT. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. It's the same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They clear the football short, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Has this at the 6. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Back to the air following the pick 6. Complete over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. 1st and 10 from the 41. They kick the running back in motion. Completed over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll throw on first. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And that is a... Right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there, just 11 seconds remaining. Wanted to fit that one into Devontae Adams. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They send the tight end in motion. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless. He took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Return starts at the 3. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we finished 2 quarters, a couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Rams will take over as he records his first interception of our season. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
And this is Pierce, and he's able to manage a couple on that run. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll go right back to Pierce. And he's brought down for a loss.
This goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. He's dropping back to throw. He's got it. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. And he's in for the touchdown. The Rams push their lead further to start the half. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
Cardi now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys lead by 15 now. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Handoff on 2nd and short. This run forward halted after a couple of yards. Brought down on the play by Uchenna Nwosu. Calling a gain of 2, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Put the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
This ball's cut by Bowers. And they take him down right along the 30.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running for the marker on second. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete here to Bowers. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent.
And in for the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders getting back to within 1 score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. This return starts at the 5. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground, Corum. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They give it to Pierce. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 36. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And it brings up an LA 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll run. It's Pierce. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. He's going to throw this one. Taking a big shot for the end zone. It connects on the deep shot. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams lead by 14. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. Cardi with the extra point. And these guys lead by 15 now. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Trey Tucker to return it. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A big play drive
If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Third and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Awareness. That's what I call it, Kate. Awareness. You got to have a game awareness and understand the situation. Third and long, you should never take a sack. Put the ball in play or throw it away, but don't take a sack in that situation.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Rams will take possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're throwing it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on 1st down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
Another try following the sack. He's on the move. He'll wind up and heft it deep right. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down. Trying to find his tight end. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Chased out to his right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something when no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the 4th. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to... Coming into the quarter trailing. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Running back sent in motion. Has him on the quick hitter. Breaks through, and he might break away. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. Working inside the red zone. Escapes out to the left. He doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Second down, looking for options. Pushing for the end zone, and he lost the football. It's not loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Kate, did those sidelines get loud or what? It was practically in unison. Everybody's shouting to jump on top of that one. We just needed an official signal if it was 6 points or a touchback. And fortunately for them, well, it was a touchback.
Throwing now, following the turnover. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He gets this one to Nakua. And he'll get it up to the 27. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now he'll throw off the play fake. They left him wide open. It's complete. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Rams are going to have a first down. Hand off to the back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Finds him on the crossing route. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This is Pierce running right. Hits the 20. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Rams making a 3-score game in the 4th. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one right down the middle. And his guys grow the lead now to 22 points. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Uh-oh, he's in trouble, and the Rams bring him down.
seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on a screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Just got a hand up on that to break it up. So second down coming up.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That's a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get two hands on it the next time.
Firing one deep for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended target. So now it's going to be third and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized the pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Here he is on third and long. He has the first over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. First down from the red zone. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. Cameron Curl has it. And the Rams are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back. Because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Pierce up the middle. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Right back it goes to Pierce. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play. Whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter action.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Rams nearing their second win in the campaign. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Back to throw. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one in the books is a 48-yard punt. And it'll be Raider football. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. So as it tends to do, roughing the passer comes at the worst time possible for this defense. That interception goes away.
Yeah, and that is such a lonely place as you finally hit the quarterback, but you look next to you, you see the penalty flag, and you know right away. And then to see your buddy on the other end get a pick nullified, that's a lose-lose situation.
Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic first down. Dumped off to his running back. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Nice work by the back here. Playing safety valve complete. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Still sticking with the passing game. He has the touchdown. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So make a check in that win column for the Rams. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win.